Okay, test, test, test. Everyone should be able to hear me. Everyone should be able to see me. Hi. Oh, I'm waving at the microphone because I'm special. Oh, dear, oh dear. Yep, sorry about that, everyone. We had some customers. Oh, I'm not in the right camera mode. Share my face. There we go. Now it's looking up and following me. So, yeah, sadly, we had the joyous things of customers and they didn't want to leave. I can't go get out so I can film a video. Doesn't quite work. But anyway, yeah, so today there's not much on the actual work schedule today, so I can get to do a little bit of something I want to do myself, which was I wanted to do I was thinking about doing an ABC of cooking back in the day, and I still would like to, but it's not a small undertaking, and then time, space, and doing it, my ADD one, basically. And then I never got around to it. So, instead of an ABC of cooking, you're going to get a few tips now and then. I might, if I ever do enough of these to have an ABC of cooking, I might compile something, but the ABC of cooking is not going to beat my ADHD, basically. So, yeah, today, word of advice, word of warning. I've got a whole bird here, just in case you're of a more delicate nature, shall we say. It's been plucked, it's been headed, it's been gutted. It's basically a roast chicken. In fact, it is pretty much a roast chicken at this point. And I'm going to show you how to cut it up. So when it's on camera, you can tell it's a bird. If we get time and we end up moving on to the fish, I couldn't get a non-gutted fish. It has been gutted, but it is a whole fish, head and all. So if we get to the fish, you can tell it's a fish, you can tell it's a creature. It's not just some food on your plate. So be warned. Sorry, nothing much I can do about that. The ABC was going to be both, Winter. It was going to be I was going to do a few joking ones. I was going to do, the video, there'll be a 30-second video of, A is for apple, you eat it. And that would be it. Cue credits. Literally, that would be the whole video. Then there'll be, A is for apple crumble, and then I'd make an apple crumble, for example. But if there was like basic skills, like chopping up a chicken, that I needed to do, because you can get the chicken, you don't have to buy a whole chicken nowadays. You can buy a chicken breast if you just want chicken breast. You can buy thigh, you can buy wings, you can buy whatever you want. You don't need to get the whole bird in and do it yourself. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing it now, is because it's a dying art. But also, if I'm making a chicken curry and I just want some diced thigh meat, I'm not going to buy a whole bird. I'm just going to buy the bit I want. We live in the age of consumerism, where you can just do what you want to do. So yeah, A is for arrabbiata. Yeah, I did think about doing arrabbiata, but then we're thinking that that's a bit of a very, very simple dish. I don't really need to show you how to do that much. Some onions, some tomatoes, some garlic, some pasta, some chili. It's very, very simple, which isn't a bad thing. But I was like, is it too simple? As I say, the ADHD one, I kept questioning every choice I made, and just was like, yeah, no, it never left the ground. I just never left the ground with it. Of course, we've got Vit here for the first cam. Yeah, first cam's in effect. But thankfully, I while I was waiting for the customers to leave, I set up, so I've got my knives, my chopping board, and my chicken here, so I don't need to walk up the stairs. So should be minimal butt cam. So apologies for that. Not simple. It can be. I wouldn't say. I don't know. All cooking it's hard for me as a chef to look at cooking and go, it's like a jacket potato. Take a jacket potato, you stick it in the oven for a couple hours. You cut it open, you put some baked beans and some cheese on it. Like, not saying everyone can make a nice jacket potato. I'm not saying I can. I'm just saying those steps to make it are extremely small. Yeah, exactly. Only the bits you need. Ooh, yeah. Little bit of Hannah Jack with cheese means like exactly. But yeah, I say it's one of those ones. Once you know how to do it, it's so simple and straightforward as Strictness. But you don't know, and this is where the line is, which I don't know what people do and don't know because I've been doing this for 25 years. Yes, I'm old. So you know there are things that I consider second nature that people might not know, like cutting up chicken, which is less talking time now. Let's actually get on with it. And Vit's asking me to drink. We know you talk. Wow. Wow. I don't actually think I've got any drink on me today. Yeah, no. I would just drink a glass of water, but I'm in the Cotswolds, and anyone who lives around here will tell you the water tastes like blood. So, unfortunately, Vit, I'm going to have to reject that drink. So, thank you for trying to keep care of me, but as much as I'm in a pub, I can't just help myself. Actually, I can. Yeah, I'll be right back. I am actually entitled to a bottle of Coke, so I'm going to go take my entitlement. And it'll try and follow me for a little bit, and then it'll lose me, and you're going to be stuck staring at the ceiling. Become not a butt cam anymore. Okay, I'm back. And the camera doesn't know where I am. I did take a drink, I just drunk them all already. Now let me just flash the camera back onto a red board. There, that's where we're going to be doing chicken. And then go back up. No, I'm not up there, camera, I'm down here. Nope, it's lost me. Hello, ceiling cam, everybody. Who likes a ceiling cam? Why does it want to go right to the ceiling? Sorry, I'm going to have to manually bring it down. That'll do. And then switch on the AI. And it should hopefully focus on me a bit better. There we go. Now it's focusing on me. So, cheers, Vit. And yes, I did bring a drink to work. I brought 3 of them, but it was busy today, so I drank them all. Oddly enough, it gets hot in the kitchen when you're all cooking. So, bottle of water. You said drink something, not drink water. So I win, you lose. Right. So without much dilly-dallying and talking, let's get the bird on the board. Let's get you on the board, Cam. What am I doing this evening? Dehydrating. Well, if you guys keep distracting me, we're going to get... Oh, God, hello, where are you? Okay, you're looking... Oh, you're further up the table than I thought you were. Okay. Wood. So we have a nice little chicken, butt crack. Okay, so taking your chicken apart. Shouldn't take long. I say, yeah, this evening, if I get done in time, I'm going to get out of here and go buy a drink. There's a shop up the road, but it's up the road. Okay, so got your whole chicken, removed all the things, no guts in there, etc, etc, etc. So I'm going to prepare it for saute, which is, there's a couple of cuts you're not getting because of the way I'm doing it. So our first cut is going to be, we want to remove the legs. So turn the chicken on the side. If you lift the leg up, I don't know how well you can see this. All right, and I'm just going to cut along that skin that's folding up. Just like that. Okay, now here's the fun part, or fun part if you say this, is you're literally just going to pop. Hear that click? Hopefully you did. I'll be quiet for the next one. You're literally popping the bone out of its joint. Or the joint out of its socket, and then you're just going to go along with a knife. And if you've done it properly, which I'm not sure if I have or haven't, I'm just going to go the other way to make sure. Yeah, I went too far. You can literally just go through where the joint is. And then you get first part of the leg. So we're going to do the same on the other side, and I'm going to shut up. And then hopefully you guys can hear the pop. That one made a nice loud crack, and that's literally the bone coming out of his hip joint. And you just go straight down. Then you've got 2 legs and the rest of your bird. So I can put the bird to one side for a moment. And we're going to go to the legs. Now with the legs, if you're prepping for saute, you've got a thigh up here, you've got a drumstick down here. If you bend it, you can see where the joint is. Your neck's going to go and try and cut directly through that joint. Sharp knife, straight down, done. Drumstick, thigh. Still on the bone, we'll do that later. And same on this side, drumstick, bend it, find the joint, cut straight through it. Thigh, 2 drumsticks, and a thigh bone. And put them to one side. And we're going to get out. You're volunteering the coil, I don't know what for, but okay. So going to check it out. Okay, now we can't pop the wings, they don't work as well. Flap, 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 flap. So anyway, you could count your joints. 1 joint, 2 joint. Yeah. Second joint is what we're going to cut through. So I'm going to switch to a bigger knife and just cut straight through, stretch it open, straight through that joint. There's your wing. Although this one wasn't plucked very well, it's still got feathers on. So the other side, same story. Open it up, find the joint, cut straight through it. 2 wings, all done. Look at the amount of feathers on this. Tesco's, you lazy gits. 4 feathers that just needed plucking. And if there's any feathers, you can literally just pinch and pull and they come straight out. Shock horror. It's almost like it's so simple, you can pay someone else to do it. Okay, now we're having the fun part. Look how he's a manhandling that bird. What do you mean manhandling that bird? What do you want me to be nice and gentle with it, give it a little massage? Right, it's food. I mean, it's going to go into people's knife. Right. Okay, so taking your breast off a bird. Right, if you feel along the middle, there is a, basically, we'll see it when we finish it, there's a hard part running all the way along. And then at this end, at the head end, there is the wishbone, where that and then will spread out into like a V shape. That's what you got to worry about with this bit. I can't remember if you do it first or second, and I didn't bother checking. But yeah, so all we're going to do is we're going to take Boax, a small knife. We're going to find that bone. We're going to go just to the side of it, one side of it, and we're just going to cut along it all the way down. And I'm on that side. Oops. Trying to keep the knife flush against the bone. This is going weird because I'm cutting the wrong side. I thought I was on that side, I wasn't. I'm on the left hand side. So yeah, just cut all the way down until you feel resistance, which is the rib cage. So we cut open, and then we're just going to now turn the knife, like that sort of motion, to catch the rib cage, and then we're just going to follow the rib cage around and down. Just checking where we are in the bird. I say to the bone, and then straight through the joint again. And now we have a rather large chicken breast. Or this is what we call the supreme. This is a chicken supreme cut. So if you ever go to the restaurant and it says chicken supreme, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the bone. I mean, it'll be trimmed up. You'll get the bone, you'll get the breast, and you'll get the chicken tender, which is this little like flappy fillet underneath. Okay, and we will trim that bad boy up in a minute, but let's take the other one off the carcass. Okay, so this one is actually going to be the way I want it to be. So this one should be better because I'm right-handed. Ideally, this meat here is you should have with you, and there's the wishbone you see just there, just poking out. I say, and ideally, it's easier for me as a right-hander to turn this way down with the head towards you. So the first fillet is usually the side that you're comfortable with. And the same side, we're just going to go down, lightly feel the resistance, and then we're just going to follow around the carcass, because natural breast is the shape it is. And then we come down. I'm just going to flip the bird over so I can see. Make sure I'm not cutting that bit off. Find the joint, which is further down than I thought it was. I'm doing way too good. Like, there is not much meat. There's a little bit of meat up here, but I've taken a lot of the, basically, if the back, there's a couple back tenders you could take off if you really wanted to. No one ever does, because they're smaller than this bit of tender. And yeah, that's the carcass, which you just then boil, make into chicken soup, chicken stock, chicken gravy, whatever you want. Okay, and then you get another nice large chicken breast. I mean, this thing is huge. Give you an idea of huge. I mean, I deliberately got a large bird because I thought it'd be easier. So many jokes. Yes, I'm fondling my breast. Let me go into my work supply. And this, to give you an idea of how big a breast this bird is. That is a portion size breast. That is the one I just got. Huge. Holy hell. But yeah, the fun part is this chicken that I'm prepping for you guys. If you ever wanted to push to my cooking, I ran out of chicken at lunch. Well, that is my last chicken breast. So I was going to donate the 2 that I bought to chop up and show you. So 2 people tonight are getting monsters for their lunch. No, it's 100% the chicken. Look, I got the bag right here. It says, and I quote, extra large British whole chicken. I don't know if you can read it, if it's upside down. It's upside down for you. Extra large whole chicken. Bought from Tesco's this morning for £5.85, which is a bargain if it's going to be this big. Not going to lie. Okay, so next I thought I'd show you how to French trim a chicken. So French trimming is just a posh way of making it look nice, like, I don't know if you saw it particularly well on the other one. But, so you start with your chicken breast. Now we leave the skin on, because some people like skin and it's easier for the customer to just take the skin off, if they don't want it. Okay, so we're going to turn it over. First thing first is we're a business, and I would do the same at home as well. This little flappy bit, called the tenderloin, gets in the way of cooking, stops the seal, and then just makes it hard to present nicely. So you just cut it off. Just straight down, remove it. Yep, and then you can put that in a bag, whack in a freezer, chop it up, use it for stir fry, etc, etc. It's just pure chicken meat. It's not a problem. I mean, we freeze ours down until we've got a large amount, and then we'll use it to make a pie mix or a curry or something. Okay, French trimming, check you on camera, you are. Skin, it needs to look good. This dangly bit of skin is not going to look good. So we're just going to remove that bit all the way around. Voila. Just get rid of it. Don't want it. Go to the bottom. Trim the skin a bit so it looks nicer. It's basically when you turn it over, you don't have any dangly horrible bits sticking off it. Okay, we're then going to go to the bone and we're going to trim the bone down. Okay, so just pinch. Hopefully you can see this. It's not the best angle, I'm sorry. I'm just pinching the meat at the bone level. I'm going to go in till I hit the bone, lift and slide along the bone. So I've literally just slid along the bone, holding this bit. Same story with the other side. I'm going to not turn it over. I'm just going to pinch so I can see the bone. I'm going to stab, careful with my fingers, through. I'm going to go back the other way, holding the knife against the bone. And when I'm down to the bottom, I'm just going to twist slightly so I'm on the board, add slice to remove. Got this bit, pinch it up, and it's here, gives me a handle for what I'm about to do next. And what I'm going to do next is literally just use the blade and knife against the bone, and hopefully this doesn't sound too horrible. I'm just going to scrape all that excess sinew off of the bone so the bone's nice and clean. Just back and forth with the blade and knife. So the bone, basically when I cook the bone, if it's clean, there's going to be nothing on it to burn. You'll get a nice white bone. Flip it over, make sure you follow it all the way around. So a nice bit of clean protruding bone, obviously not at the top. So when you get to the top bit, you literally just scrape down to a little bit. Not going to go all the way because I'm just going to take a bigger knife, use the heel, it's firmer, watch your fingers. Hold it to one side, slight angle, and just go wham. Throw that away. And then you've got a nice little clean little nip at bone poking out. That will look nice on the plate for the customer. Now this is a bloody huge one, so I can't give this to a customer because the cook time on this is going to be horrendous. So I'm just going to slightly trim the breast down to a more reasonable portion size because this is huge. So yeah, I'm just going to, normally this is ready to go. Should be smaller. Don't buy a large bird like I am. I thought it would look better on camera. I was wrong. Who knew? So yeah, I'm just going to turn it over, find a nice little present line, keep that triangle shape, and then I'm just going to trim, and then that bit I'm cutting off I'm going to keep with the fillet, remove the skin, and then I've basically taken another 10 voids worth of meat off, just to make this chicken a little bit more manageable for the lucky customer who's going to get it. It's still bigger than the ones we normally give, but it's now at least half a manageable portion. I mean, that's still a generous portion. I think you eat that, you're not going to want to eat anything else. Which is a shame because, you know, I would like you to have desserts and starters and, you know, expand your palate, as it were. Nicole's also partial to a huge breast. Well, puss, puss, puss. Okay, so same story on this one. We're just going to turn it over. Remove that fillet, or tenderloin, because we don't need it. Chuck that to one side. Just trim up the skin. Again, under, just following the curve of the meat. You know, the meat is the shape it is. You're not going to try and make squares or triangles or octagonals. You just want it nice and ring. Now here's a nice bit. If you've got this little like fatty bit, just run your knife straight along it. It's fine to take it out. And it's just basically a little bit of fat vein from where the chicken obviously got fed a lot and fattened up. So again, a little bit of skin, nothing hanging off dangerously or dangly or ugly looking. I mean, there's a little flap here, but I'm not worried about that because that's going to come off one of this bit. So again, feel the bone, pinch, cut where you want the meat to end, hit the bone, turn, carefully lifting and sliding along the bone, revealing the bone beneath and removing the excess you don't want. Pinch the meat, the other side of the bone, go in, carefully not hitting your fingers, holding the knife against the bone, you're going back down and then just along. And as I say, that little bit there I didn't want came off with the knife. I'm not going to remove this just quickly because it gives me something to hold while I'm cleaning the bone. Just scrape along, scrape, 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 scrape. Turn it over, scrape, 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 scrape. Scrape, 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 scrape. So there's a nice bit of clean bone with no sinew or stringy bits on it. And then, once again, we're not worried about the end piece because we're going to cut it off. Switch to a bigger knife, use the heel, that's the thick part of the hand. Keep your hands clear. I always do the back, make sure this is flat against it so it doesn't roll on the board when you hit, because when you hit it's going to move. So we want it flat so it stays where it is. And then just bam. One solid motion, just a whack. Cut off the thing and you're back with a nice trimmed bone. That looks nice on the plate once it's cooked. And there would be a normal supreme ready to go to a customer. Except, as I say, these are huge, so I'm going to do a little bit shrink sizing and just cut another slice off side, trying to keep the shape looking still like a chicken breast. I mean, it's still its natural shape. I have tried to follow it with a curve. It's now still huge, but it's slightly smaller. I mean, and that is, hopefully, these all comes up. So we had that with chicken. If you were doing this for saute, you would cut the breast again in half. I'm not going to because I need it, but you literally just cut it in half. Done. So you'd end up with 2 bits of chicken breast, turned into 4 if you're cutting for saute. Boom, boom. So we've got 2 breasts. We got our wings, which again, if you wanted to tartan them up, you can just go to the wingtip and just whack it with a back of knife. And you get a nice little presentation wingtip. Nope, I'm hoping trying to put them on the board. And then got your 2 thighs with the bone in, 2 drumsticks, the carcass, which won't fit on the board really, but a carcass, and then as well as the extra bit, you'd have had 2 tenderloins, which you just take it off. So you've got tenderloins, which you can freeze down, keep for a stir fry. Nice. Or you can use them for anything you want to use chicken meat for. You can just literally, just pure meat, you can just dice them and then fry them off for whatever you want. Chicken curries, stir fries, etc. We got our breasts, which I'm going to donate to my kitchen because I sold 13 for lunch and I wasn't expecting to, so that's all I've got. So these I'm donating to work. So I've got 1 small and 2 larger breasts, so lucky customers coming in today. So the chicken carcass, you can literally just chuck that in a pan of water. Chuck it in a pan of water. Chuck it in a pan of water, bring it to a boil, reduce it, and you've got a soup. Or if you want a gravy, colour it. Yeah, roast this in the oven till it's nice and dark golden, and that colour will leach into the water. And again, chuck in water, boil it, reduce it, and you get a chicken stock. That water will taste like chicken. The colour is optional. It's up to you. Okay, the wings. Chicken wings. Honey roast, barbecue. You know what I mean? It's a chicken wing. Nice little handy nibble. Again, you do it often enough, you freeze them down, you freeze them down, you freeze them down. When you've got enough, there's a meal for you. Okay, chicken drumsticks. Same story. Nice accompaniment to go with a meal. If these breasts were smaller, I would be serving a nice drumstick with it. But I won't be serving a drumstick looking like this. Yeah, this is a chicken drumstick. It's not restaurant worthy, but it's edible. Well, not raw, but... Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to chop them down in a minute. And we'll learn how to prepare them further. And then here's the thigh. I forgot what it's called then for a second. And say, it's still got the bone in, but this is the juiciest bit of the chicken. This is flavourful. It's very hard to get this bit to dry out. So if you want to prepare this further, to dice it up, to make it into a pie or curry sauce, we're going to do that right now. So first things first, fortunately we don't want the skin. Skin on chicken, however, is very easily removed. You literally can do it with your bare hands. Just in, pull. Of course, it wants to argue with me, so the last bit didn't come off. Just in and pull, and there you've got a nice skinless thigh meat. But it still has the bone. So flip it back over to the inside. There's the bone. All you can do is you see this little white, I don't know if you can clearly see it, there'll be a white line here of fat. All you can do is take a knife and follow that. Just gently follow that. All the way down. I'm hitting the bone and now I'm just cutting to the side of the bone. All the way along. Just gentle little strokey cuts till they get to the bottom. And I'm only grabbing the bone to twist it round. And then I'm going to turn it over. Well, rotate it. I do the same on the other side. A little bit more difficult because the bones are different. No, I'm not. I'm going to try and do it this way. I don't know if you can see if my hands are getting in the way. But I'm just gently cutting to the side of the bone. And now I'm going to do what we did on wings. Pinch the bone, lift the bone. With my knife I'm just going to stab it through, holding it against the bone and running it up the length of the chicken thigh until it comes out. And voila. And then back down the other way, just along the bone. So you've got a little, like, I made a mistake there, so horror. There's a little bit of meat left on the bone, which is a waste. You want to try and avoid that. But then you get... Jesus Christ, Nicole. I thought Vit was thirsty. Okay, and then you've got meat, and again, if you want to trim it down to something, if you want to do it. Like, I know Nicole doesn't like fat and gristle, so you can just, like, trim it off. Get rid of it. And then if you're making a curry or something, you would literally just go bang, 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 and you've got some diced bits of meat. And if you wanted to purify it, oh, where did you come from? You are not supposed to be in there. I think I cut it too high. If you feel, well, you can't feel, but there's a bit of cartilage in that bit. I must have taken it too far off from the bone when I took the leg out. I took a bit of the cartilage and puzzle with it, but yeah. And then you just got some diced chicken thigh as well, so it's nice. It's the brown meat that's ready to fry into a curry, or well, curry, pie, anything you want, like stewy, sort of thing. So again, we'll try that again, and hopefully with less feathers. The skin should just be able to rip off. There's a nice little layer of fat between the two. Hey, that one actually came off. And that's what makes it easy to segregate. So you've got meat, fat, skin. Skin go by. Turning it over. One single layer of fat line going along the bone. We're just going to follow that down to the bone. Then follow around the bone. Keeping the knife tight to the bone. Watching your fingers at all times, because you're handling a knife. Don't be silly. Turning it around, doing the other side. My knife could be sharper, I've decided. Then just lift the bone up to remove that last little strip. That's down it. Get down to the bottom, and then I'm just going to go sort of around the bone still. And again, it's better. There's still a little bit of meat on the bone, and unfortunately that's basically going to go waste. But you can put that whole bone in your chicken stock or your chicken gravy as well. I'm not going to, because I'm not making chicken gravy. And again, now there's a little bit of cartilage, that white bit. If you give it a poke, it doesn't move. It's sinew, and that's cartilage. There's cartilage in there as well. Cartilage is the horrible bony stuff that connects, well, I think it's the stuff that connects bone to the tendons, maybe a tendon. And then sinew, I'll try and show you this bit better. In the sinew, it should look stringy. I don't know if it's showing up. It's the white stuff that looks like it's lots of strings all in a neat line together. That stuff you always want to remove as best as you can, because when it comes to thing, and again the way you do it is you just go underneath. Sorry, I'm not explaining how I'm doing it. Just go underneath it, because it will try and stay together, and then you cut it out from underneath. Like you go in, under, lift the knife against it and along like you would the bone. And the reason you get rid of it is because that stringy stuff is the tendons, I think it is. I'm not sure. It's a bit of the meat, but when you cook it, all those strings pull tight. But obviously they're stuck to the meat underneath, so it makes your meat tough and horrible. But yeah, okay. And then again, you've got a little bit of excess fat. Don't really need it, so you can just trim it away. And then just chop it, bang bang, into inch-sized pieces. And then you've got some more chicken thigh, diced, ready to fry in your curry, stir fry, whatever you want to do with it. And that's diced thigh. Simple, no? Ooh, Tom's car's in the garage. MOT or break? Hopefully it's just an MOT. Okay, we can go to the drumstick. Now me, I like my drumsticks as is. And this is going to be fun with a blunt knife. But yeah, I like my drumsticks as is. I would just serve that as that. You know, maybe battered, breaded. Dum dum dum. Okay, so deboning a leg, leg drumstick. Same principle applies. Yep, there's your bone. You don't want it. I mean, there's a bit of this ideally shouldn't be there. I should have cut it and it should have been on the other side. But you know, it's easy enough to cut. This is basically where I was saying on the thigh meat. This is the cartilage that should be on one side or the other, not cut in two. Oops. But it doesn't matter. It's just a bit of where the joints, just the kneecap basically, I think. So again, we're gonna de-skin it. We're just, you know, working our fingers underneath the skin. And it should hopefully just be nice and firm, and then you have, yeah, lollipop. Okay, now that's actually a lollipop chicken. I'll show you lollipop chicken once. Once you got it down there, where the skin stops is where you cut. So you literally now just cut in a line. This is going to go horribly wrong because I haven't done this in years. No one does this anymore. Literally down to the bone, all the way around, in a neat circular line, hopefully. And then like we did with the chicken wing, we're supposed to scrape, if memory serves, along the bone, taking all those tendons, there you go, see his tendon there, all going cut and down. I didn't cut them properly because they're not cut. It's supposed supposed to be all the way down to the bone. There's a reason I haven't done this in ages, because it's annoying and fiddly. And just kind of a bit more. God, this is such a fiddly, annoying job, and I haven't done it in years. And I really could do with a new knife, but never mind. Excuses. Okay, so we're going to take the knuckle off. So you see the bone there, it's got another bit of bone on it. That's the joint. Should just roll around following the curve. It should just be able to take that off with a bit of manpower or grip power. And then you've got the big bit of the knuckle bone, which is not a lollipop chicken. So we're going to keep scraping down one side as much as you can. I'm going to take our big knife, line it up, hold the bone, use the heel again, just the thick bit, and just one hopefully stroke knife go straight through it. And that is a lollipop chicken. So you've got a little bit of chicken at the bottom and lollipop at the bottom. Probably might have taken it, could possibly take it a bit higher for more stick, but you lose more meat. It's like, it's fancy, it's pointless. That's why it's fancy. It's garlicky and pretentious. That's what you're here for. But yeah, anyway, continuing deboning it, I say, you wouldn't have bothered doing all that scraping stuff. You literally just would have cut down, skin out, and then so you bone, you find the line, which is harder to do now because I don't have the bottom to tell me. So looking at the top, you see there's 3 things. The middle one is your line. Just follow it down, pushing against the bone slightly. Just do. Ideally, you want to do less cuts than I'm doing, but my knife is not as sharp as it used to be. So each cut you see is another slice, because you never get exactly in the same spot. But yeah, you go down all the way to the bone, and then again you just follow the bone around one side, then the other. Now with the drumstick, what you've got to be careful of is the drumstick has 2 bones. It's like the fibia and tibia, is it? I can't remember. Similar to us. Paring knife. Any knife cuts through bone if you wanted to. This is technically a boning knife. It's got that sort of like indented blade. Right, I'm not holding it at the right angle, but the blade doesn't. The blade starts here and then goes in, and then cuts to a final point. So it's narrower. The idea is it's supposed to be going in around bones, but meh. And yeah, tibia and fibula. Cool. I don't know which one's which. I definitely don't know which one's which on chicken. But I don't know if you can just see it. That little tiny thing, the white thing there, that's the smaller bone, and you've got the bigger bone there. So I only go through the smaller bone, that gap, just to make the smaller bone easier, the bigger bone easier to clean. And then the smaller bone, you need to do the same again. But it is a very wafer thin bone, so be careful. You can literally, you can stab yourself on it. It's that small, it's needle-like. And just go down. Annoyingly. Why does everything want to be annoying today? And yeah, and now I'm just going into the meat and massacring it because I am. Anyway, holding the bone up, that'll do. In fact, that's not actually too bad. I mean, this doesn't look as clean as it could do, but the bone is. And then I'm just going to snap it off to show you a bit better. Oh, snapped it in 2. But yeah, hopefully you can see 2 bones. Big one easy to find, little one, that's the one that will get in people's teeth. That's one people don't want. Yeah, that's the nasty bone. And then you're left with, again, this is leg meat. There's a little bit of, just have a feel on the inside. So just because it's white, might mean it's sinew, which again, it cooks, it shrinks. It's the stringy stuff. It's not nice, but it's not too bad. You don't have to worry about too much of it. Some of it like this is fat and a little bit of sinew. It's not enough for me to worry about. This bit over here is actually a little bit of, I want to say the patella, kneecap. So I'm just going to have to make sure I cut that out. And the easiest way of finding it, as you just saw, was me literally just feel it. Just poke. It's hard. This should be meat, there should be no hard bits. So just lightly poke your meat. And then again, flip it over if you want. There's a nice bit of sinew there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that bit off. I'm not worried about that. And then I've just got some more meat. There's a bit of sinew there. I'll just remove that bit. It's quite sinewy, this chicken. I'm guessing they fucking force fed it. It's been a while since I've done drumsticks. I don't remember them being this sinewy, but they might naturally just be this sinewy. So just be aware of that. But then you've got more diced meat you can just use. And you've got your drumstick off the bone. You're not poking it until it's hard. You're poking the meat to find the hard bit and cutting the hard bit out because you don't want it. That's what you do. Okay, so I'm going to try that again with the other bit and see what happens. So hopefully this will go better. I'm not going to drumstick it, lollipop it this time, which I say is lollipop is you just leave a little bit of meat on the top and you clean the bone down behind for the stalk. We're not doing that this time. So hopefully we're just going to be able to remove the skin and the bone a little bit easier this time. We'll see. I don't know. Seems to be getting hard. I'm only good at handling big bones. Hey, lots of practice, dear. Lots of practice. Okay, so skin's pulled down. We can now see the lines. That line of sinew running down there is also running the length of the bone because that's how it manipulates itself. I think. I don't know. I'm not an analyst, so again, ideally 1 or 2 cuts. Just go down, split open to the bone, splitting open. Ideally cutting the same line, which is hard and hard to do. All the way down to hit the bone. Oh shit. This is what happens when you go the wrong way. I've literally found that tibia fibia bit. That's what's underneath in between my knife and the thing now. And I'm cutting in between it. Not where you want to be cutting. You want to be cutting ideally on the other side of the fucking chicken. But never mind. We started, so we'll finish. I just can't remember now that I've got a bone here that can probably stab me. And we don't want to be stabbed. So I'm just going to go underneath and cut that excess skin away because it's annoying me. Can you tell that there's been many, many years since I've been at college and had to do this properly? No, it's shock horror. Okay, so that's the bone that's going to stab me. So again, I'm just going to go underneath the bone and hold the knife against the bone and just ride it up, being careful that I'm not just like chopping half the meat in half. So again, along the bone. And if you've seen anyone else prep chicken differently, they're probably doing it properly. This is probably just the cowboy way I got taught. Because normally the cowboy ways are quicker, some of them. This one doesn't seem to be. It really, really doesn't. I don't know why. There's also probably a reason why you just get the butcher to do it, because they do it day in, day out. They're better at it. And again, look, I gave up and rushed. But yeah, this side of the bone, nice, clean. There's the other bone. Didn't stab me. Not too much meat left behind, not much to waste until you get to the top, where I just gave up and just, there's a little bit of meat there we could have saved. But we didn't. You chopped my chicken breast scissors. What? You use scissors? Wow. And again, just random diced meat. If you want to go through it, you can go through it. This is literally going straight in the bin. It's a bit of food waste. But the chicken, I don't know if you saw when I had the chicken out. It was reduced, it's used by today, so it's no good to me at all. Ah, you chop your chicken breasts. Chop. Now I can see you like going through the rib cage and taking it off on the bone, and then having to take the rib off that, which is a long way of doing it. No, but what you cut? Huh? What are you cutting the chicken breast? What? Cutting it up into pieces? Like, just use a knife. That's what they're for. Literally. Alright, I'll be just going to wash my hands and then I'm going to pack up the meat and then we'll get move on to the fish. This is the way we wash the hands, wash the hands, wash the hands. Yes, I'm counting to 10 because I'm not singing happy birthday. And yes, I'm well aware that I'm about to go and handle the red board of red meat again. I'm just getting the majority of it off my hands because it's starting to dry and become irritable. Much like me. Don't have space. Aww. Right. Is this gonna fix? Hi, are you following me? Hi, are you following me? Why are you not following me? Camera, I'm over here. Find my face. Camera's broken again. I would say offer people to be my cameraman, but knowing my luck, I get Vit, and Vit will just be permanently. Nope. Track my face. Tracking my face. Yay! Hi everyone, I'm back. I mean, you could avoid that with gloves, and you're more than welcome to use gloves. I just need to be able to feel certain things. And the problem I find with gloves is my hands are not glove size. Like, I wear gloves occasionally for certain things, but they're not like second skin. That makes sense. You can't feel through it. Sometimes you end up with a flappy bit because one of your fingers, I mean, I've got short stubby fingers. They're just not as close fitting as you want, or they're too tight. If you get the skin tight ones, they'll be tight. And then after a while, you like, need to get it, my fingers need circulation. So, yeah. Dance for you? Why the fuck am I gonna dance for you? Exactly. Right, I'm gonna pop the red board up and then I'm gonna go get the fish. So be warned, you are probably gonna see a bit of ass cam and then you are gonna see a whole fish, including the head. So if you don't like it, thank you for being here. I'll catch you next time. Oh, it's still following me. It's being nice today. Isn't it nice? Money shot right there. Bad bit. Okay, and so we've got a wild caught Scottish mackerel. Is what we're going to be preparing. Simply because it's the only whole fish I can get. Lastminute.com, which is how I do things. Lastminute.com. Yep. See, I can't use extra large. They're just too flappy. I don't like flappy stuff. Go figure. Keep walking away. Vit, you're an animal. Alright, let's get you back on the blue board. There we go. And yep, be warned, there is a fish in the packet. It is whole. So this is how I was told to prepare a fish. There are many ways to prepare a fish, skin a cat, etc, etc. Now this one's been gutted. I will go through the motions of gutting one for you. It's the normal way I was told to gut a fish. Was, sounds horrible, if you flip on the side, that is his butthole. Quite literally, you would put the knife in the butthole, and then just scoot along the belly, in between these fins, whatever they're called, all the way up to the neck, to the jaw. Then you'd open it up, and then, oh my god, the bones in this are horrible. It's going to be fun. They're not built the same as us. They're just to be like, most of their organs are whole and long. You can literally just pull them out in one go. They're only attached to the butt, which you've just snapped, and then they'll be attached, the heart is right here. Will be right at the head, and you just remove that bit. Oh, you best be. Okay, but so that's how you would do that normally. Right, top part of the fish. Right, we don't want the head, we're not making fish stock. The head is now just in the way. So I'm just going to show you how to fillet this and then skin it. Hopefully I don't have to show you how to pin bone. So just any round fish, this technique works for any fish that we call round, which is any fish like a mackerel, a salmon, etc, etc. They vary in size, but they're all basic structures the same. If you get a sole or a flat fish, this doesn't work because they are not built the same. Okay, so you take these two fins, you go behind them, and you literally just go straight down, cut the head off, bam. Easy peasy, that's the head. Fish heads too, fish stock, put it in the camera. Easy to do. Off you go. Bye bye. Okay, now some people start filleting. I've seen a technique where you fillet from the tail. I've never done that technique. Yep, what I do, or I was taught, is you start at the head. Now the way the fish is built, it's got this spinal cord running all the way its entire length down to the tail, and then it's got like rib cages going over the top. Yep. So what we're going to do is we'll take our knife, we're going to push it, cut right next to that spine, through a bone, just a rib cage. Oh, I'm on the top. And then we're just going to hold this flap skin up so it doesn't cut, and then we're just literally going to hold the knife against the spine, and then less sawing motion, but again, I need new knives. Just hold it again. I'm literally pushing the knife against the spine and going along the fish all the way around, and voila. And somehow at some point I went through the fucking spine. That's not how you do it. Fuck me sideways. I've gone through the fucking spine. I've literally cut through the spine. At this point I've gone through the spine. You're supposed to hold it against the spine and go along it. And at some point I've gone through it. It's been a while since I've done this shit. Right. So if that's between that side, that's between that side. That's where I've fucked up. So I'm just going to go along the proper side, and again holding the knife against the spine, not through it. And you should end up with a fillet like that. Something looking like that, a little bit better like that, not like this, because this shouldn't be here. Okay, you might get a couple of bones, but that's because it's mackerel, and they stay behind because you're cutting through the spine, like where they join the spine, and you go along, and you're left with the meat behind. In theory, just not in the practice that I just did. Because for some reason, as much as I bitch about this being blunt, it's not too bad. It did somehow go through the spine. I think I went dodgy angle. I don't know. I usually do trout and bigger fish. Mackerel, I usually get filleted themselves because they're fiddly. Right. Moving bones. Just following them around, keeping a hold on them so you don't lose them. No one likes fish bones and things. And then some of the bones you can just pluck out. Okay, so that would be a fillet fish. Now this little skin flap, I'm just using my knife to clean the internal gut lining because whoever deboned it, degutted it, didn't do the proper job. Right, you can just neaten it up if you want. I mean, it's meat, but it's just a thin bit, so it can cook more. And that would be a fillet ready to rock and roll. Not the cleanest looking fillet because I filleted like an idiot. Cool. So that's fillet one. Let's put that to one side. Fillet two, we'd be doing the other side. We literally would do the same thing. We'd flip it over because we'd have that fillet removed. There'd still be the spine in. We'd flip it over. We'd hold it up. We'd push against the spine, and we go along, all the way along. So basically, we'll be left with. Let me fish it out of the bin. That's bad. This isn't the best because it should be longer. What you're left with is a thin bit of meat on top and the bottom of the spine and the spine. This should be what happens all the way along. But I'm a dummy and somehow went through the spine. But yeah, that's why that's a lot of meat, because that's the side I did properly, that's the side that went wrong. Okay, and then this is the side that still has the spinal cord on it, because I went through it at the wrong point. So I have no idea how I'm supposed to get this out. Because normally you say you'd be pressing the knife against it. And just, what I'm going to do is try and do that motion but in reverse. There we go, it's not too bad I suppose. And again, that's the other half of the spine that you would have. Normally you get it in one piece. Okay, and actually I'll be able to show you pin boning on this one, hopefully. So yeah, and that's what, this is closer to what the fillet should look like. This one was a bit meh. So again, you've got a little bit of black stuff, which just literally is just a skin that surrounds, well, that literally just comes off. I'm not putting any pressure on my knife, I'm holding it. Two fingers, no pressure. I'm literally just using it as a tool to scrape. That's it. And that would be a perfectly acceptable fillet. I'm just going to get my boning tweezers out of the car. Box. Show you the basics of fish boning. I'm not going to bone the whole thing because I've got work to do later and bollocks this. You only use red, green and white boards now. Yep. Brown, yellow and blue. Yep. There's even a new one now. Pink or purple you want to call it, or violet. I don't have a board, but I do have a pan. There is also now this colour. I don't know if that's coming up very well. And that's what we call the allergen boards, which I find absolutely positively hilarious that you have a dedicated board for allergen handling, because I'm not against allergen handling, don't get me wrong. My issue with a dedicated board for allergen handling is, am I still allowed to use it for raw meat and raw fish? Like if someone's allergic to garlic and they ordered a fish dish, am I still preparing the fish on that? I know I'm not preparing the garlic on it, but am I still preparing the fish on it so that it's separate? Yeah, and then, you know, yes, it's been washed, but now can I use it for meat? To someone else who's got an allergy? Who knows? Right, so fish boning, if you see this little groove all the way along it, that's where the spine was. And if you feel with the hands gently, every now and then you'll come across a little thing poking back at you. That's a bone, and you can literally just tweeze it out. Grip firmly and just a little poke straight up, and you get these little tiny nuisance bones. And again, you just feel them by gently pulling back until you feel something lightly scrape your finger, and you just pluck it out. I mean, if you're in a particularly big rush and you're you can do what's called V-boning, which is something I don't like doing. But if you want a V-bone, you literally would do the same sort of thing, but you go in, you do a knife cut down there, a knife cut down there, like a V, all the way down to the skin. And then hopefully you can then just remove all of that meat and all of those bones in one hit. I've never done it. I'm not good at this technique because I don't like it. Because as much as it's quicker for removing the bones, because that works on most fish, you do that the whole way down. There's now no bones in this except for that loose one there, which is already outside of the V. There are now no bones in that bit of fish. Which my issue with that is now I've got a very thin bit of fish that's held together by the skin. So when I cook that, that can break. And then I end up with flappy bits of fish, which we don't want. Okay, now I'm going to try and remember how to skin a fish. If you want to skin this fillet, because you don't like the skin, this is where it's going to be fun to film. Hopefully, yeah. I'm just going to scoot my camera up a bit so you can see the edge of the board, because I'm going to need to be... There we go. You'll need to see the edge of the board. Because I need to be overhanging. Because what you do that, This is a fillet knife. The thing about a fillet knife is it's bendy. Like I'm actually pushing down, I don't know if you can see it, like the knife bends. Intentionally. It's called a flexible blade. And then when you come to filleting a knife, what I'm going to do is once I go in, I'm going to push this against the flat of the blade against the board so this stays flush with the board. The board is perfectly flat, perfectly all the way along. And that's what I want to take advantage of and keep my knife against it the same. Okay, so we're going to take our fish, we're going to start at the tail end. This is going to be weird because there's not much meat on it. And then you go down slightly till you hit the skin, and then you literally turn the knife perfectly sideways, pushing against the board, and I'm pulling the skin tight. I'm holding that skin tight, and I'm literally just sliding the knife. Occasionally you might have to restart, that's fine. This is going to be horrible because this is not going to work. This isn't working because I don't have enough fish at that end. So I'm going to try it with the other fillet. Going well. Is that? Oh, yeah, there's another fin down there that I didn't take off because I'm stupid. Right, let's try that again with something that's a little bit more flesh. And again, down slightly just to hit the skin, and then turn immediately and just hold the knife flat against the board, pulling the skin taut and just sliding along. If you need to stop and start again, you just do. But always keep that skin taut, always keep that knife against the board. All the way along. I've caught into a bloody fin, that's fine. I'm just going to go around up to the fin this time because it's the head fin. Again, that's not a fin I should have removed. But then I can just let go and pull, and now I've got all the skin on this, which can go away. And if I flip and I fill it over, hopefully, there's very little skin left behind. So all now skin, there's a little tiny bit here where my knife skills are rusty because I do this surprisingly daily with haddock. But haddock's a slightly firmer skin, this one's a little bit softer. I'm just going to remove that bone. But yeah, that'll be a fillet fish. This one hasn't been deboned, but deskinned, ready to go, whatever you want. And I'm showing the middle of the board again, even though I've moved you up here. So yeah, and that's how you badly skin a fish. And then you got some fillets ready to go, both skin on and skin off. And that's that. And holy hell, why did I think that would be a good idea? Because it's shockingly bad. And I do mean shockingly bad. I don't know what to say. We get fish and chips on the menu here, and we buy skin on haddock fillets, and I skin them at least every other day, if not every day, depending on sales. And that's got to be the worst skinning I've ever done. Probably because I'm on camera. Yeah, and that's that. Easy enough. So we're at 4:30. I need to get cleaned up and ready for service. But yeah, that's how you badly butcher a chicken, and even worsely, fillet and debone a fish. Shocking, I know. So we're going to hopefully find someone to raid out to. I'm going to see who I'm following on Twitch, who's live. Get out of Stream Manager. Leave. I don't want to be on Stream Manager. Who's live? Home. Who's live? Yes, Winter both. What did Winter say? I know. So we got Waldo. Oh, no. I think we're going to lean towards Waldo. I've got Waldo, Blindwave, who's a partner, and LNL Covers, who we raided last night. I think we're going to go raid Waldo, which is going to be fun, because he's got a really, really, really horrible name to type in. So bear with me as I work out how to raid. Hopefully he's in chat, and I can just do, Wall. No. Okay, so WA Waldo's _W _ORLD. Nope, there's no O. I think that's right. Hopefully it's going, it's starting. Oh, god damn it, no. I'm not logged in. Okay, let me get back into my profile on my... Oh my god, this is so fiddly. There needs to be a button on my Stream Manager for this. Right, so chat box. Dehydrate. What do you mean dehydrate? Meanie. /raid. Raid. Space. Waldo. Where's underscore on a bloody phone? Underscore W underscore RLD. Hopefully, I'm in a pub. Don't tell me to drink alcohol. Thankfully, I'm teetotal, so don't have to worry about that. Hopefully, this will work. Yep, we are now raiding, so we're going to have to auto time out because I don't know how to force it to work. Because as much as I'm streaming from my laptop, I'm not technically logged in on Twitch. Work that one out. I literally just went to type chat something and said, you need to log in first. I'm like, I'm the channel host. I'm streaming currently. And you're telling me I need to log in first. Huh. That makes absolutely no sense. Woo! Just in time, Winter. You've got your Arabiata ready. You can sit down and enjoy some Waldo's World. I have no idea what he's streaming. I just saw he was live. Probably Cyberpunk. He's a great guy. American, lives in Chicago. Was here last stream yesterday. Only found out recently he lives in Chicago because I was slating it in their term of pizza as a pie. It's not a pie, it's a bloody pizza. So in fact, if you want to use a raid message, I suggest our raid message today is pizza is not pie. That's it. We literally just want to spam his chat for about a minute of pizza is not pie. And find out it's probably Boston. But hey, I don't care. Okay, so you guys should be raiding out in about 10 seconds. And I will see you all next time. No stream tomorrow because it's my day with Nicole. There'll be a lunch stream on Saturday. It'll be a regular broadcasted lunch stream where we play some Raft or another game of some sorts. It will not be a cook stream.